Okay, January 5th, 1970, we've skipped ahead. Dear Mother and Daddy, thought about you so particularly on Christmas and New Year's. How did everything go for you? Did your packages arrive all right? We're home and utterly exhausted. Per usual, everyone is sick but me, so far, and keeping fingers crossed. All the boys, Jack too, have wretched colds and earaches. Had to rush to the pediatrician last evening as Jay Foster in such acute distress he was crying with pain. Poor kid. Has severe otitis media in both ears. Guess the tympanic membrane was really bulging with fluid. Came home and asked to go night to bed, something he's never done before. This all began in Denver. Guess that we just pushed our luck by taking such a long vacation. Pennsylvania was fine. The boys were so up for Christmas, saw Santa Claus 3 times and a talking Christmas tree twice. Had their silhouettes done by a great fellow, Holden Weatherby, a New York City artist. Benji has a thing for Jack's brother, was with him constantly. Jay Foster spent 2 days there alone before we arrived. They said that he was wonderful and really seemed to enjoy himself. As soon as Benji arrived, he was a demon. They proceeded to their usual behavior, fighting, pinching, teasing, accusing, etc. I did some scant antiquing, did hit a fun flea market in Pittsburgh, bought 2 square, actually oblong suitcases, leather, which we brought back via the luggage compartment. Found a lovely old muslin nightgown and camisole. Also a beautiful linen bridge size embroidered tablecloth. Then got some odd-sized baskets. What fun it was. Learned that Jack's family have some antique connections. His aunt in New York City, father's sister, has an antique shop, which Jack said that I would have loved. Also ran into a cousin of his mother's who has a shop in Beaver. Her prices are high. Met a couple who live across from Bobby and Bert's old farmhouse home. They took care of the last remaining maiden daughter of the original family who died there 15 years ago. An antique dealer paid $450 for all the antiques in the house, including a spinning wheel and a loft crammed with goodies. Isn't that awful? The home had no running water at the time of her death. Outdoor plumbing, of course. Our boys didn't get that much for Christmas, but still more than they could cope with. Favorite toys were SSP race cars, and JF was most intrigued with a Slinky, those coiled spring jobs like Bill Moser had at one time. Had fun with Forrest and Jane in Denver, though our JF and their Jamie had a terrible time getting along. Even Benji had trouble with him. He was a teaser and resorted to biting him. It was a bad scene at times, left amidst a vicious snowstorm. A wonder our plane could take off. Boys' colds began in Denver, so a cold airplane didn't help. We still have suitcases, 3 to unpack. We've resumed our usual hectic schedule, so don't know when I'll ever get to them. How are you doing, Mother? Are you beginning to feel better? Perhaps you'd feel better with some treatment and medication. You can't put off seeing someone forever. Bet that business remains sluggish for you, Daddy. Looks as though 1971 might be better. We need it too. Please write when you can. We miss you both, and I miss Columbus too. More later, and do take care. Our love, Jack and Tony, Jay Foster and Benji. P.S. How much do we know Cleft on the roll top desk? Answer, please.